From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New York Jets and their inner-city rivals, the New York Giants. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be returned from deep in the end zone, and only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jones looking to throw it on the first play. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Always got some breathing room. And they'll bring it down here right around the 17-yard line. 3 and out, three in danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Now Jones. Connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now. Back deep for the Jets, McCole Hardman. And it's fielded at the 34. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 49-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Azeez Ojulari. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now it's Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll run it. Here's Cole. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. They'll try the middle with Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like They like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play and maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But if it's just all that's there and you just put your head and your shoulders down and get that, you get the respect of the big guys up front.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds. So they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Jets. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on a short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0.
Next to score, Jets 7, Giants nothing.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they were laying him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
2nd and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. 3rd and 5. Now Jones wants to change it up.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Hardman on the return. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jets will take over.
1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Deonte Banks with it. And the Giants are going to have it here just past the 25. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. That's out quickly to Hyatt. So no gain on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing Jones. tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First down, New York.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Giants, nothing.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Rodgers again now. On the out route, he completes it to Hall. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Throwing now is Rodgers. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. They'll run it again with Barkley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Barkley inside handoff. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. The Giants now at 2-5 to start play. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Jones now. They're bringing a blitz. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. And even 40 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Up the middle with Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Operating from the gun, Jones. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Got to say, Charles, a little surprising to have a kick this short blocked. Usually that happens on the longer ones, but great job by the special teams to kind of sift through there and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of football over time, partner, and you're right about it. Typically, the longer field goals start lower because they have so much more ground to cover to get to the post. And that...
He's got a man complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jets take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Well, you talk about just coming in and completely seizing momentum. They can go up 21-0 here. We haven't even hit halftime.
And the other part of this, you can start to feel the unrest here in the stadium. I think these fans are saying, what hit us? And this isn't about fantasy points. This is about rooting their team on.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup.
Again, it's Barkley. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking high its way once again. Touchdown, Giants. Jalen Hyatt, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Jets offense ready to go in this battle in New York. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together...
And now off to the races, down the right side. Breece Hall. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall, 75 yards. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use than that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they looked up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 57 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
Now Jones to throw on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Pass complete. Now race for the marker. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Giants get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Gano the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. Boy, still a half plus to play, but it is a two-score game. They're going to go onside kick early. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jets offense ready to go in this battle of New York. And with a two-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Rodgers now on first down. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Deonte Banks with it. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Rodgers pass intercepted. The Giants take over first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Jones now throwing on first down. And he'll look downfield for Waller. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for second and long. What do you do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it third manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jones. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the Giants send out their punter now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. In motion left is Wilson. A final shot before half for Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. A very interesting... That backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to face...
Touchdown! 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Jets take a 3-touchdown lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Giants 14.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And it'll be first and goal at the 7-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Jets add 6 to their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Go, Goldfish! Go, Goldfish! Goldfish! Come on, baby. Apple. Timberland.
Looking to throw. Jones. Bellinger hauls it in out left side. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants get a bit closer. Gano for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 5. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line. And the try for 2, unsuccessful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York. They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far. Good second half. And you know, sometimes I guess maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back. And essentially the speech at halftime is, let's go, guys, and that's it.
Yeah, no one's upset the apple cart so far. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
54 yards on the punt, 12 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Jones. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by DJ Reed.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And a short gain down to about the 33. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Jones on 1st and 10. And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ball game. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Jets are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
It certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
A'Shawn Robinson there on the stop. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing is Rodgers. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 20. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover...
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Looking to throw. Jones. Under pressure, they got him again. Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Here's Jones. Throwing on 3rd and long. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And got his man complete. And he is going to have the Giants first down, and he'll have it by plenty as it turns out to be a big gainer there on 4th down. Back to throw. Jones. Hyatt has got it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Going right side, he finds Slayton. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And he is going to have the Giants first down by a good couple of yards as they get 3 there on 4th and inches. Now Jones. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. After that sack, 3rd and long. Tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Daniel Bellinger, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit. Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere, they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns them there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time the tight end gets them.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jets have got it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On play action, now Rodgers. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Azeez Ojulari able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
That is caught. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Hall again on 2nd down. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Azeez Ojulari there on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Adrian Amos with a pick, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee. Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. taking a knee at the end of the game. That means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was